Danielle. Today's day 17 in my 100-day video blog. I'm outside at a beautiful park, and I wanted to take a few moments to talk about human resiliency and perspective, and to expect the unexpected, and how even if you have a bad day and you may be going down a path talking about all of the woes of the world that are plaguing you for that day, in a moment's time, you can hear something about something that someone else is going through that'll put your biggest worry to shame, because it's just not even important compared to the safety or security of somebody else and what they may be going through. It's so interesting because I was talking to somebody and they said, if everybody were to take their worries and their fears and their problems and put them all into the middle of a circle, and then they had the option to select one, most people would pick their own. So it's the devil that you know versus the devil that you don't, right? And then at the end of the day, you can navigate through whatever you're facing, and you know that you may not want to deal with it, and sometimes not dealing with it is dealing with it. But, you may be going along a path and just having a really great day, and then you learn that somebody that you loved had an accident and is severely injured, or you hear about somebody else that unexpectedly passed away too soon, or someone you care about gets a diagnosis of a terminal disease. Things like that in life happen often, and it definitely shifts your perspective, my perspective. It makes me stop in my own tracks and say, wait a minute. Am I having a bad day? Am I having a really bad episode? Or am I having a bad moment that I just need to vent and talk through? And then I got to put on my big girl pants and do the work and figure out, okay, what are my next steps? There are some circumstances where I need to make really tough choices, and I have to make the decision to establish healthy boundaries and say, I'm not going to include you in my life anymore. Or I'm going to say, you're critical to me and your relationship is so valuable to me. I need you in my life and I want you in my life. How can we work on this? How can we, strengthen it? How can we repair? All of that type of assessment is critical thinking instead of just going through the motions. Because then when something unexpected does happen, that is severe, who do you have on your side? Are you surrounded by people that want the best for you and want to lift you up and want you to succeed? Or have you been wasting your time with people that really are not going to be available for you? Are they compassionate but very removed? Have you been a good friend to them? Because we teach people how to treat us by the way that we treat others, and expecting and almost commanding that same level of respect by what we're willing to accept and what we're not willing to accept. But one thing I know is that even if things are humming along and they're really great and they're really awesome, without fail, something's going to come along unexpectedly and just keep me in check. Maybe it'll completely knock me on my butt. Maybe it'll just be a little nudge to say, hey, are you checking in with yourself? Are you remaining humble? Are you being the best version of yourself with your decisions? Are you isolating? Are you reaching out to others and asking about them and then really listening? Or is it all about you? I'm guilty of all of it. And I've also fallen, the receiving side of all of that. But I do know that life can change on a dime, for the good and for the bad. So when it's really good, make sure that you're present to enjoy it, instead of worrying about what's coming next and what more you could be doing. Like, enjoy it. Those times of joy and those heights are really meant to be enjoyed. And then hopefully those will carry you during the really challenging times. So if you are finding that you're having a struggle or a challenging time, really identify, like, is it something that is not monumentally tragic and a travesty, that it's going to like knock you on your butt and change your life? Is it something that's relatively minor? Or is it something that you really need to rely on others and rally them so that they can help support you and navigate through? And then making sure that as the shoe's on the other foot and people ask for help, that you're also available for them to the best of your ability. If you're able to help another, it's always a good thing to try to do so, because karma's a boomerang. So those are my words of wisdom for today. I don't know how wise they are, but those are my words for today. I will wish you all a lovely day. I'm going to just get a few more breaths of beautiful fresh air before I continue on with my errands. And thanks for being here with me. Bye.